Hola. So we are back. I don't think I did anything after we got done with the Mexican restaurant, so let me just tell you, it was good. We got some big old burritos.
Good. I'll send you pictures tonight.
Yes.
Through an email.
So we got great old big burritos. And the burritos
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto 4th Avenue.
Yeah, the burritos come with a big roasted chili pepper. Or like it was a good chili pepper though, it wasn't super hot. And it come with salsa and some pico de gallo, and it was full of shredded beef. It was really good. And right now we are in Patagonia, Arizona. I've never been here before. We just come out of some of the shops. I couldn't take videos and stuff inside shops, or at least I didn't feel comfortable doing it. So now we're going to take you back and we're going to go down this main
Take
drag.
the next left onto 4th Avenue, then turn right onto Arizona 82 East.
And as you can tell, I've got the sound, or the woman going, telling me I'm going the wrong way, but we're going to go down this main drag. It's a really, really neat looking place. That way you can check it out.
In 800 feet, turn left onto Quiroga Lane.
Hey Google, you just going to have to take a chill pill and relax just a minute, because I'm going to piss you off for a little bit.
And I took some pictures inside a couple of these little shops, and you could probably blow them up on your computer.
So what you don't see is all these over here are like camper vans. These are people that are camping out here in the desert, and they just happen to be here now.
Take the next left onto Quiroga Lane, then turn right onto Arizona 82 East.
And then you have shops and all kinds of stuff here on the right-hand side too.
These were cute little stores inside, and they allowed Taylor to come. So
yeah, as long as they wasn't serving meals.
Take the next left onto North 3rd Avenue, then turn right onto Arizona 82 East.
And restaurant.
Yeah, there's the hotel there. And if you look over here, the Patagonia Lumber Company, it's a bar.
In 300 feet, turn left onto Taylor Avenue.
Coffee, beer, and
Take the next left onto Taylor Avenue, then turn right onto Arizona 82 East.
So I guess I'm going to take the next left on the Carolina Avenue, and then I'm going to take the next right on to some other Arizona 82 East.
Turn right onto Arizona 82 East, Noggle Avenue.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, pretty cool spot. I'm enjoying this.
Continue on Arizona 82 East for 31
I
miles.
don't know, that little store don't look kind of sketchy once you come up on it like that, John.
Yeah.
It looked sketchy a while ago.
It did.
I know we walked up kind of close to that one. I was like, don't know about this one. Don't know if this is the best plan for us. We might not want to do that. So we skipped that one and went on to some more that looked like it's, I don't know, a little nicer.
They have some unique stuff.
This is what we like doing. We just get out. Of course, we went to State Park a while ago, so now we're here. We just ate us a good burrito, or burro. They don't call them burritos, they call them burros.
And it was huge. I'll send you a picture. I'm having a good day.
We're having a good day too. I enjoy this kind of stuff. This is fun. Not near strenuous as hiking, is it?
Yeah. And I won a pair of compression socks today too.
Oh yes, so they didn't just say that she won a pair of compression socks. So they actually called her out in particular. I guess the owner of the company or whatever said just because of her comments and the fact that, I guess we took a picture of her. She's got Wonder Woman socks. They come up to her knees and they have capes on the back of them. And every once in a while she'll wear them to work. So she took a picture and that and sent them in because they're giving away compression socks for the nurses at the company she works for, and she won.
And I told them these are my favorite socks to wear just because we all sometimes need a little bit of superhero in us.
Yep.
And so the owner of the company said, hey, her comment hit me right in the feels, so it's okay to give away a 7th pair. So
Fields. I didn't understand what he said. I thought he said fields, and I was like, well, that's just slang for something I didn't understand.
It hit him in the feels.
Ah, the fields.
Because we all need a bit of
Feelings.
superhero sometimes.
Yep. There's a ranch. Yeah, and these ranches out here don't just take 100 acres. These are some somewhere between 60, 70,000 acres. You never know. These suckers are huge. Now the car said it's 60 degrees outside. It feels, I don't know. I guess it might be.
It feels good.
Because we've got on, I know you can't see what I'm wearing right now, but you may in some of the other pictures later. But anyway, I've just got a really light, weight hoodie on. It's very comfortable.
I had a thick hoodie on. I had to take it off.
A house out there in the middle of that. Look on them hills over there. Well, I ain't gonna do it like it. There's houses up there. I just passed one while ago. I guess that's the ranch house.
I think that either that back window's open a little or that door's not shut. You hear it?
You just hear road noise.
Oh, maybe it's something around
I just think it's road noise. There's something probably leaning up against the seat or something, hitting that leather around, making a little noise.
Oh, I think it's the cup holder back there. Okay. I thought it was the window.
Oh, but anyway, now we've left there, so we've left Patagonia now. And we've actually got GPS, and we're going to see if we can head towards Coranado National Memorial. So Coronado National Memorial is supposed to have an overview of the U.S.-Mexico border. So I don't know. I mean, as long as it don't feel sketchy or nothing like that, we're going to maybe get out and see if we can take pictures or something like that while we're up here. I don't know what we'll do. I don't foresee us taking any long hikes.
Yeah, we're not going to pick up hitchhikers probably.
So once again, if you find this phone, it's very possible I've been kidnapped and carried across the border.
By the cartel.
By the cartel. Either that or I seen a cool taco truck.
And he chased it and got hit by the ice cream truck that was behind the taco truck. That's a possibility always.
I do enjoy taking her little puppy dog with us. She actually gets to go into a lot of these stores. As long as most of these little towns like this, it seems like she can go in as long as they don't serve food there or anything. If it's serving food or maybe a grocery, they may not let her, but we got to go to the state park and she got to go in a while ago, even though there's signs all over the door saying no dogs. Because Johnny just kind of was holding her and said, "Oh, is it okay if I just hold her and walk around?" "Well, sure."
And a lot of times, like one of these shop owners back here, I asked if it was okay if she come in, if she was held. And she said, "Yeah, but you have to leave her when you go." So we get that a lot.
So, yeah, we get a lot of comment about her eyebrows. So I don't know if y'all have noticed or not, but Taylor has eyebrows that stick out, what, about an inch and a half from her head, don't they?
They're really long.
She's got really long eyebrows. I don't know, I guess it's her calling card now, so we ain't gonna trim them.
Yeah, she won't let people trim them, I don't think. So she always comes home with big bushy eyebrows.
It says now we gotta watch for animals for the next 10 miles. So I don't know what kind of animals we're supposed to have.
Usually we have a sign that says, "Hey, watch for bears. Hey, watch for cattle. Hey, watch for dancing deers and things. And goats."
Watch for what? Dancing deers.
And burros. And
Have you ever seen a dancing deer?
I have not, but it's on all the signs. They have antlers and they're standing on their back legs. So.
You see a lot of the deer crossing signs now. I'm sure y'all have seen it too. Somebody puts a little red dot right there on the end of the deer's nose. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, there was one what city were we in where they did that? Every single sign you see.
That was
where was that? Lynchburg?
No, that Christmas town or whatever it was in Kentucky.
Yeah.
That was everybody told me it was a waste of time. I knew it was a waste of time, but we still wasted our time and went anyway.
Christmas.
Is it Christmasville? Santa Claus, Indiana. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Santa Claus, Indiana.
So somebody has tagged every single deer crossing sign in town with a red nose.
See the White House sitting over there.
Like it was a challenge.
You'll see it now, back in there.
Is that your poop deck house?
I don't know. That'd be a good one. It's out back, way off the road. Nobody else knows what you're doing. Nobody else can mess with you or knock on the door and try to say you something.
Especially if you have a gate, a solar gate that only opens when
And
you say
too,
it's
if you
okay.
look like this right here, you see how they've done that? If you notice, there's a mailbox right there at the beginning, and it's like several mailboxes in one. I guess because these people are so far back in there, and there's ranches but they're so far apart. They just put a mailbox at the end of the road. If you want your mail, you got to drive up to the end of the road and go get it. Ain't nobody gonna be able to bring that stuff all the way out here to your house when you live 15 miles away from another human being.
All of them in Tucson are that way. At the end
Yep.
at the end of every dirt road, that dirt road can be 15 miles long, but you're gonna have 50 mailboxes at the end of it. So mail carriers do not go up and down all these rural roads at all.
I don't know what to do with Amazon and FedEx and all that stuff. I don't know if they drive out there or you have to go pick it up or what.
I saw one set of mailboxes one time that had a stack of packages on the ground underneath them.
See, that would be scary, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
You have to dig through the pile to get
Even
your
if you
package.
trust all your neighbors, that don't mean that's the only people that's out there.
And I wondered how that worked, and I saw that pile of packages one time, and I thought, that's not okay.
Ow, ear popped. I don't know, it does make me wonder if my sinuses clogged up a little bit or something. Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
I have some trouble with my ears and stuff. You've known that for the last 30 years, ain't you?
What?
I've had trouble with my ears not working like they should.
Yes, Lord, yes.
Don't listen, so you just won't come over and smack me in the side of my head, in
That
my ears.
selective hearing is
Boxing my ears
terrible.
for me.
I say, well, are you ready?
You know, I was thinking to say this is what the terrain's like when you headed out to Tombstone, Arizona, but I don't really think we're too far away from Tombstone, actually.
Yeah.
I think Tombstone, it might be, you know, if you think of it like us being at the bottom of a U on a little trip that we're taking, I think Tombstone was like just north of it a little bit at the bottom.
It's odd
I
to
don't know
see
if it makes any sense, but in my mind it makes sense.
It's odd to see the occasional huge cottonwood tree, like a normal sized tree at home. And here they just look like giants because there's not any big normal trees here.
It's weird too. You'll see some places where they have pecan groves. I mean, just miles and miles of pecans. I've seen it in New Mexico and Arizona. And wineries. Hey,
It's pistachios.
yeah, I would not have thought that you could grow grapes out here to mount anything, but they have wineries. I guess they can.
Yeah, back there in Patagonia was a couple of wineries.
Yeah, I wonder how much of it is a historical marker. Okay. Well, anyway, I just wonder how much of it is their wine comes from there, or their wine is just they went and bought it somewhere else, put them a new label on that bottle and sell it at their store.
I don't know, but Tiny Dog is very happy with her people today.
And Tater's having a good day. She's already met a couple other dogs. Oh yeah, I got the lady at the store give us some
Oh yeah.
chicken dog
treats.
biscuit stuff. She wouldn't eat it because she don't like to eat in front of people because she's concerned about her weight. But
Is that why?
I guess that's what it is.
That lady give you some nice chicken treats. You don't want your chicken treats.
She ain't gonna eat it. I figured for sure you see.
This chicken
I guess she don't. I don't guess she likes Mexican chickens. I don't know.
Oh, you don't like Mexican chickens? Are you racist? Poor baby. Oh. Well, she said they were chicken cookies or something, so it may be something weird she don't like.
I like. I really
she's
like
gonna eat.
the stucco.
Oh, yep, she's eating them.
You can say ship. No, she's eating that. She's got to be in her comfortable spot.
She's trying to cover them
I'm just going to tell you though, you know, I eat better as well. If you will feed me while I'm laying in your lap, covered up with a blanket,
she's trying
and
to
you're
cover
rubbing my
'em up.
belly, I'll eat better that way too. Do you know that?
up. So she's trying to eat them out of my hand, and
See
then
how I'm ignored? Nope, she's not even.
she's
not
taking
even
my foot.
listening
I'm
to what
not
I
going to
said.
feed you. I'm not gonna
It's
feed
not
you.
just the feeding. I need to be laying in your lap, covered up with a blanket, you're rubbing my belly and feeding. Oh, see, just like
all
you're doing
those
her.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
She's eating her little treats now. She was
Oh,
trying to
that's-
cover them up with my hoodie, but now she's eating them.
I love the stucco houses. I just think they're cool looking.
Good. You do like them. Looky there. I don't know why she won't eat treats out that people give her, but I keep them because she always eats them when we get back in the car.
Turn it this way for a little bit and see if I can get a good. Maybe you'll get a good view of these plains because we're on the top upper side of these hills. Check this out.
That
Sonoda. Sonata. Ooh, let's slow down a little. So let's see where we're at now. Oh, I think we've been through here.
Oh, we had. This is where
Have
that
we?
pottery place was. Isn't
So
it?
there's a big.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Border Patrol
there's
stuff.
The Border Patrol.
Border Patrol right here. That's what all that is.
Ooh, wow.
Better slow my ass down. Yep, they ain't doing nothing today though. I guess if you were in illegal Mexican, it would make sense. So we've come from the left right over there and came. Now I want you to look at this inn and these little stores.
Oh, the mercantile.
See the Sonoda Inn looks like a
Steak
bar.
restaurant. We've been here, I think.
Yeah. And then you look over here, there's some diners and stuff. So, and yeah, look, that's just cool. It's just neat. So, we come through here. If we'd gone, we're back there where we was at. If we would have took a left. Oh yeah, there's a little cafe right there too. We was gonna stop there the other day.
Yeah. They had outdoor seating, but it was gonna be too cold.
Had we had took a left back there
There's some
where all the big
ones.
town was at, then that would have carried us back into that where the Empire Ranch is at. If you might remember, we went to the Empire Ranch last year, and I think I took a bunch of pictures.
That's where the longhorns were.
Pronghorns. It was pronghorn antelope. They had pronghorn antelope there. Well, these people were going really slow now. They've gotten a little closer to them. They were speeding up, going a little faster. I ain't trying to rush them. Yeah, check out so you can see all the mountains around and stuff. It's a beautiful drive. Pan over toward the right a little bit.
Oh, there's the pronghorns.
Yep, sure is.
Whole slew
I'm
of
sorry I didn't
big
catch up. Yeah, there's a whole herd of them over. That's gated, or that's got a fence up. You sure?
It's just to keep them from
Oh, it's
getting in the roadway.
it's free range over there.
Yeah.
The fence is just to keep them from getting in the road. I got you.
But all of them are free range.
Yeah, so you'll have it like this, and then at the end of this fence, wherever they have a crossroad, there's going to be a cattle guard somewhere.
I hate it. You missed it, and that was the.
Yeah, so
I
maybe
heard
we'll see
that
another bunch.
Maybe 20 or 30 of them.
But yeah, it's kind of wild. You're just driving down the road, you see the herd of antelope, and they're wild.
There's more back there, I think, on that hill, but there's no way you can see them in that video. They're too far back. I see some more out.
There's the winery place right there on the left.
Yeah.
See, they got a winery, and they've got some stuff. They got tasting rooms and picnic tables and cider and all kinds of stuff. So you can go out there and hang out at the winery, and a lot of times they'll serve little, I don't know, finger type food and try this, that, and the other. It's a good way to kill the afternoon, I guess.
And there's the blimp over Sierra Vista
Yep.
in the distance there. So I looked at maybe Sierra Vista. We might take a contract there. If I have to stay out of Tucson next year, that might be a place I look at going. I think it's far enough away from Tucson.
We actually applied this year, didn't we?
Yeah. And they had, when we went to visit Sierra Vista and look at that hospital, it was a pretty looking hospital, and they had somebody in a fifth wheel staying in the parking lot. So it was either a family member or probably another travel nurse they hired, staying just boondocking in a camper like ours in the parking lot. So I thought that was cool, especially if they let you stay there.
Yep.
So if I see any more of these antelope-looking things, I'll try to pick up the phone and zoom in on them so you can see them. They're really pretty. How did I miss those? Those were pretty close.
Yeah, ain't it wild? Just the other day, we were up there and we were on top of a mountain looking at the snow, talking about bears crossing. Then we were out in the middle of the desert to where there's nothing around. And now we're in big grassland surrounded by humongous mountains. It's really neat. It's a neat place to hang out. that's right here on my left. That road right there leads into Las Cygnus National, or not National Park, but what do you call it? National Forest. Las Cygnus National Forest. If you go out in there, there's places out there where you can boondock. Out there by yourself, set up your camper, and you can stay out there for 2 weeks.
There's a border patrol.
It won't cost you anything.
Border patrol just sitting there watching over here.
I didn't see it.
He's right up
He
there.
might get us for this Mexican dog we got.
I know, right? Little illegal immigrant dog.
But I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those things John and I maybe end up doing sometime.
What's that?
Getting out in the middle of nowhere and camping and just wake up with nobody around.
Now that we got solar, we can.
Yeah, so we've got some stuff for getting set up. I got it. I just got to get it all rigged the way I want to do it. So things are going good on that front. We'll be out in the middle of the damn desert, nobody else around us for long. At least for a couple days. Yeah, I keep looking for some more antelope. I wouldn't doubt that at all. I mean, this is a perfect space for it. You know, we passed some areas too when we went up to Jerome, Arizona. We passed a big part of the area. It looked like his, but it was at a real high elevation. I don't know what the elevation here is, but I think it was what, 6,000 foot elevation, something like that. But the scenery would be like this. It's a lot cooler in the summertime, and but it gets a lot cooler in the wintertime too. I think their winter temps, they can have an average temp that's freezing in January. Lots of different landscapes.
Oh, Pappy sent me a picture of the flowers I give him all popping up.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's sweet, Pappy.
Yeah, I like it when y'all send the pictures.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about these kind of phones. I can actually call Summer or John Boy, and yeah, we can just talk on like video. So we can be out here in the middle of nowhere, and I can just turn on the video and we can talk as long as I got a phone signal, and you can see exactly where I'm at.
So yeah, I like those flowers. I hate it none of them wound up being iris bulbs though, but I think I read somewhere the iris bulbs might have wound up just rotting in the ground or whatever if they get too dense.
Wine tasting. Oh, I just seen the banners. I had to see what it is.
There's another wine place on the right.
Oh, I guess this is where you turn for the wine tasting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you drive way back in there. You see that? I guess that's where you go for the wine tasting. Oh, they got a camper back here too, don't they?
Yeah, they do the.
So I wonder if they're Harvest Host.
Yeah.
So Harvest Host is like I don't know, I guess it's like a group of people, or if you have a business or something like that, if you can actually say that you are a Harvest Host and join this little thing, and basically you're saying, hey, if you have an RV, you're traveling through town, you want a place to just sleep for the night, I haven't got hookups, but you can park out here in the parking lot. And the way it goes is, if somebody allows you to park in the parking lot, it's just, it's common, it's a good gesture. If they're a restaurant, serve a meal, maybe go eat breakfast there. Or if it's a winery, get you a bottle of wine or something like that.
And they have like beet farms.
Yeah.
Hey, go in there and buy something in their gift shop.
Right. So if you're traveling and you spend $100 a year to join the Harvest Host, you can just see where all these Harvest Hosts are, and you can call and say, hey, I'm on the way through. We're going to be there about 5 o'clock. Do y'all have a space open, or is that okay? And if they say, yeah, you can go hang out, and either if they serve dinners there, you can go eat dinners. If it's some of them are farms, some of them are golf courses, some's wineries, a little bit of everything, but it makes an interesting trip. We hadn't really played with that a lot, but I'm not so sure we're not going to.
And it kind of benefits them too, because somebody will be there at the parking lot of their business,
Yep.
and it'd be less likely for them to be broken into.
Well,
So it kind of benefits the business owners as well to have somebody keep an eye on their property while they're gone when they close.
So I wish I'd had a better video on the left-hand side, because on the left-hand side here there was a guy out there, was a rancher out there on his horse out there herding cattle. I hate I missed that, but that's what was going on back there.
There's some cattle over here.
Yeah.
I was looking for more pronghorns.
So yeah, this truck behind me hauled ass and got up close to me,
I know.
and I was like, well, man, I ain't in a big hurry. I'm running about the speed limit, and I'm enjoying my speed. So you got all these passing lanes by us, all three of us, because we all driving a little slower. Backed off a little bit now. It's a state truck or something. Well, it's a little bitty. Look at this little place.
Oh, that's cute.
Just a shack, basically, but I like the way it looks.
There's the Sierra Vista weather blimp.
Yeah, that is, I forget the name. It's at a ranch, and I can't remember the name of the
yeah.
ranch.
Is that one we walked up to?
Siegna or something like that. Yeah, the one we walked around a little bit.
Yeah.
Had like little ponds, and they had the working well.
And we thought we was gonna get caught in the rain on the way back walking.
Yes, yes. We did get caught in the rain walking down that road, didn't we?
I don't think it was
Seemed
bad.
like we might have a little bit. Don't matter, it's still
was
worth
still
it. I
rain.
enjoyed it.
And it was a warm rain, so it wasn't like it was a tragic.
If you look over there on the right, those far mountains, you got snow on top of them.
Yeah. And that, I don't know if you can see it. If you blow it up, you can see it. Oh, there's a little new calf. But there's a blimp up there on top of that mountain as well, and that's over the town of Sierra Vista. It's always
Yeah, if
there.
you're watching it on TV, you'll probably see it. That's a weather balloon blimp thing.
Well, all the cattle come up here to eat, didn't they? I wonder if the pronghorns come eat cattle feed.
Huh?
I wonder if the pronghorns if they come eat the cattle feed when the farmers put them out.
They might would. Yeah, nowadays you're going to want to go around me. Go ahead, Dave. Where are you going to go? There's 3 other vehicles in front of me, but you do you. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't get aggravated. He's going to have to go to work. I don't know. It does look well. There's 2 more vehicles behind me now. But there is 3. There's just whatever.
You do you, man.
That's right. You do you. I do me. Two mailboxes on that road. There's like big piles of shit, doesn't it? I think it's big piles of shit out there. I'm guessing. It may not be. Entering Hedford Natural Resource Conservation Area.
Well, it means you gotta have your water checked.
I will say there is a lot of places out here, and you'll see that they'll designate them as conservation areas. Whether or not anybody follows that, I don't know. But, you know, at least they're trying to take care of it. They have rangers, but I'm sure they don't have enough rangers. I don't know how in the world you can patrol all this and make sure nobody's dumping garbage somewhere or something like that.
So that truck that just passed us is stuck behind a gas trunk right in front
No,
of us, so he really didn't.
They just passed that one now.
So yeah, he didn't make it very far.
I don't know. I ain't that big a hurry. This big old mountain there. I think that's the one you and I talked about. We'll use a mountain climber to get up there to where it's, you know, it's straight up and down and get off that taper.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. I
Rappel
would guess.
down that rock.
Boy, don't you know that would make you suck up? Get all the way up there and then just drop off the edge.
That would be
I'd
fun.
die of a heart attack on the way down.
Climbing up there, not so much a fan, but rappelling down, I think I'd be okay with that.
I just ain't really want to just nail this thing and go. turning in less than 5 miles. But I do wish y'all go the hell on a little bit. Probably the people behind me wish y'all would too. This neat little house.
Oh, that don't look sketchy at all. 2 vans and a car.
Who knows? Either somebody carpooling or something. Or they could be out there hiking. You never know what to do. Be a cool hike.
They might be running from the border patrol. We get that about once a week. You'll hear border patrol. You'll hear stuff on the news about border patrol chasing people through Tucson on the interstate. Rates over 100 miles an hour. Sometimes they wipe out and kill people. I think the last one I heard of, they caught like, I don't know, 16 of them. It was in some kind of van, and they flipped the van, but all of them made it, and they had them lined up on the street in handcuffs and took a picture for the news or whatever.
Big truck, he gonna go. Go for it, dude.
So yeah, you get a lot of the
So now they're trying to figure out how's he gonna get back in.
high-speed car chases through Tucson, Sierra Vista, all these places on the interstate. It's immigrants trying to get through border patrol. I don't know how they get through though and then get chased.
He gonna get it now. He's gonna go up there and run real fast. Hope we don't get a ticket. It hurt my feelings when he went up there and got him a ticket just because I was running a little bit on the speed limit. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think about our landscape here? I think it's pretty neat.
It's pretty. So that's why Tucson's so warm, is because I know we're away from Tucson now, but this place we went yesterday, if we ever go back to that cowboy place Marcus was telling you about with the, what's the name of that?
Cowtown, Kilako.
Yeah, Cowtown, Kilako. If we ever go back there, on the way there, you can kind of see, you're like in the basin, and you can see mountain ranges completely around you. It's like you're in the bottom of a big circle of mountain ranges. So that's why Tucson's so warm all the time, and other places like Phoenix and north and south of you still get some snow and really cold weather, but Tucson really doesn't. It's because you're protected on all sides by these mountain ranges, and there's very few places where you can actually see mountains all the way around you.
Speaking of being able to actually say, I want to try this and see how this works. I think you're going to dig this. So that is going to, I don't know how much, if that's better or worse, but I'm going to turn it on for just a minute, because if you look around you right now, there's nothing around us but mountains. I mean, we're surrounded.
Oh, that 18-wheeler behind us needs to slow down.
Well, I mean, I can't go. I'm right behind dude. I don't know what to tell him.
So if we're smashed by an 18-wheeler, he was going way too fast.
Yeah, I'm glad you watched it. So where's this guy?
We're wedged in between
Can we
that
get up here
and
now?
a car hauler.
Well, I'm finna turn anyway.
Well, he backed off of us. He knew he was running too fast.
Yeah, he wasn't watching until he was already on us. Man, I'm right behind him.
Like, we got nowhere to go but the ditch. I guess the ditch would be better than him rearing.
What's up with all the traffic anyway? Hell, I'm out in the middle of the desert. Well, I'm not as out as far as I am. A lot of times I am.
I think it scared him too. He backed way off of us.
Yeah, well, they ought to. I mean, you're getting a little too comfortable.
Yeah, I thought we was going to get smushed in, for sure.
Definitely don't need to have a wreck involving a damn propane tank trailer.
Oh,
Or a propane tanker. Pretty landscape. Johnny, there's no way I can get all that I've recorded today in on one video.
No.
This thing will be 4.5 hours long.
Yeah, we'll have to send a couple of videos out. Everybody will enjoy it though. We'll get another SD card when we stop somewhere.
Today there's Catchner Cavern State Park if you go to the left.
Oh yeah.
Hadn't done that. That's on our list of stuff to do before we leave though.
Yeah. We're gonna look at that.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Arizona 90 South.
RV Resort.
So last year when we were here, we were gonna go to Catchner Caverns. It's like a cave here. I think it has a lake in it too, don't it? Or
Babe, I
Maybe
couldn't
I'm
tell you.
thinking of a different one. But Ketchner Caverns was just opening back up last year when we were leaving, but you had to purchase tickets. Like
Take the next
4
right
months
onto
in
Arizona
advance
90 South.
because they were only allowing, like, I don't know, 6 or 8 people a tour and only so many tours during the day because of COVID. So we didn't get to go last year because we would have had to already had tickets before we even showed up in Arizona. So
If we'd have took a left right here, that's where that neat little yard art type place with all the pottery and has
Oh,
the Mexican
yeah.
furniture and all that kind of stuff. There.
yeah, and this Mexican does not, like, they will follow you around and make sure you,
Well, I don't know that he would follow
Continue
me around,
on
but
Arizona
everywhere
90
we
South
went,
for
he
9
would show
miles.
up
yeah.
and make sure he didn't need to help us with anything or do anything. He was going to load the car for us. And he just said, man, I need a little time. I need you back away from me for a little bit.
I got a few little smaller flower pots to plant some. I got some cactus seeds at a state, or at, where was a national park, where we were standing on top of the cliffs and saw the cave dwellings. Well, they had cactus seeds. One mixed packet of cactus seeds, a whole packet of swallow seeds, and something else. I forgot what the other one was.
Firearms and choppers. Did you see that?
Yeah.
There's an RV dealer.
So I'm gonna plant some of these cactus seeds. I need
There's an
some
RV park.
smaller flower pots. So yeah, he rush over there and I'll take these, and he'll stack them and fix them up and go put them in the car.
I'm gonna bring this back in since I've seen the mountains a little bit. Now you can see the snow up there and that blimp and all that stuff probably a little bit better. 65.
So we go through Sierra Vista to go to where we're
I
headed
think
now?
so. We may drive through Sierra Vista.
So that means you get to experience Border Patrol with us again.
Very possibly.
Yeah. So we'll leave it on record, but yeah, it's interesting. They're basically just looking in your car. There's cameras everywhere before you even get there. So, you know, the computers are running your license plate, your, you know, any licenses you have or whatever will show up. I'm sure it'll show we both have concealed carry permits. So they know all that stuff before you even get up there usually. And then you go through it, and like I said, there's
they know all that?
cameras and sensors because I talked to one of the Border Patrol people that was a patient at the hospital.
Well, see, there you go. I ask a question, I get the answer.
He was a retired Border Patrol agent. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, see, your extensive knowledge is much more than mine. I just met a guy at the Home Depot who said that I think he just kind of cleans the offices.
Yeah.
And he said he loved his job. He said that he does that and then he works Home Depot as, you know, a side job.
Well, I thank this guy for doing Border Patrol because it's dangerous.
I wouldn't want to do it.
It's more dangerous than the police officers here, which is pretty bad. So, yeah. So the Border Patrol, they run your tags, and the computer automatically runs all this information. So if it alerts to something, or the tags are stolen, a car's stolen, the tags aren't legit or whatever, they know by the time you're moving through the scanner. So they have all these scanners everywhere. I didn't find out what the scanners were for, but I know they detect heat and stuff like that, so they can see if there's heat in your trunk or, you know, in the door panels or whatever. So you go through, and it's like heat sensors, tons of cameras, and they're looking in your car. Like when you drive up, they look in your car and make sure they don't see people crouched down in the back or anything weird.
So y'all can look at this sign and you can tell me what the name of the city is. Hacachuca?
I have no idea.
So hey, you're going to go to Hacachuca, Arizona with me.
And we're very close to the Mexican border.
How we're that far?
I'm going to Google this and see how you say it. H-A-U.
If you just say Hacachuca, I bet it'll spell it right. There's a red horse over on top of that building. I guess I'm gonna see. Watch where I'm going. I can turn this and watch where I'm going. There's a grasshopper landscaping. So yeah, if I follow the road out till I get to the blimp and make a few turns, I end up in there's a ranch, and then there's a nature preserve as well. missed it now. I can't. I done drove past it. No, I done drove past it. Well, you know, it takes up so much gas when you slow down, and then you had to get back on it to build your speed back up.
That's okay.
Did you really want to go in?
No.
Is this really going to change your life one way or
No,
another?
that's okay. I don't need to go into any thrift stores.
Well, you know, I'm just thinking. Here's my thought on it. I'll check out the VW. Here's my thought on that. We're in, you know, what appears like not too affluent a community to begin with.
Yeah.
So you're wanting to go through look at the shit that they don't want no more. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a thrift store, dear.
Why no? But it's like, Mr. Shit. See that? Do you want me to turn around?
No,
Did it make you happy
that's
if I
okay.
turned around?
It's okay. We'll miss the thrift store. But now, if you see a Goodwill up here, I'm gonna run in the
I'm
Goodwill.
pretty sure I won't see it.
I'm pretty sure you won't see it either.
I'll probably just accidentally miss
That
it.
selective vision,
Yeah.
like the selective hearing.
So I think the right-hand side of the road back in there, I think that's U.S. Air Force Base. That's part of the balloon thing too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know that you can get enough. I know we talked to a, I guess was the guy a constable or what was he? Or was he a city police officer? So
He was a sheriff, wasn't he?
Maybe he was a sheriff. But anyway, he said that he said my main job is to drive from this park to the other park and introduce myself to all the dogs that are getting walked.
He's retired.
So yeah, I think he was a constable is what I think he did. But anyway, we talked for a little bit. But he was retired military, and I think he had been stationed here somewhere. And they had really enjoyed the place. I can't remember where he said he was from though originally.
And they said he was from off somewhere like Pennsylvania or way off.
Oh, I was thinking it was like Alabama or something. I don't know. I could be wrong.
He said that he liked the weather here because it was a lot like Tucson, but it was like the crime rate wasn't near what it is in Tucson, so that's why they decided to stay.
I think it stays somewhere between 10 and 12 degrees cooler than Tucson year round.
Yeah, and so they will get some cool weather here, maybe an occasional snow, but it's just every now and then. So he's like, I can deal with it.
Yeah, and I think even if you get a snow here, it probably ain't sticking to nothing.
No, it'd be the big, pretty, fluffy snow, but it'd melt right away.
Sierra Vista Municipal Airport.
But a lot of people here are like, hey, if your kids want to see snow and you don't want them to go their whole lives and not see a good, pretty snow,
There's a guy passed us a while ago hauling ass.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Now I'm going like 2 miles over the speed limit passing him. Good job, bud. You're running that damn $5.25 diesel too, dumbass.
Yeah.
No, it's $5.75.
Yeah, diesel was.
See if he wants to race.
Don't be too harsh. He might have to work for a living.
He might have had to go dookie. You never know. Maybe he was looking for no, because he didn't stop. Either that or he may have done dookie in his drawers.
Yeah.
The drawers may be dookified. Me a drink too. Mom, you want a drink? Dad, you want something?
We got waters in the back.
I got waters in the back.
In half a mile, continue on to North Buffalo Soldier Trail.
We got some peanuts and I think some cashews. Here is Sierra Vista.
Sierra Vista. So yeah, this might be a place in a consideration to come back to next year.
Yep.
But I think our tax guy said it's best just to not return to the same state more than 2
I don't know.
years.
No, it's not. You can go to the same state. You're just not supposed to go to the same municipal area.
Continue on North Buffalo Soldier Trail for 6 miles.
So we could technically come here to Sierra Vista.
Yeah. Or
next
Phoenix
year.
or wherever else we want to go. We probably ought to, if we can get away from Tucson next year, it'd be better.
Yeah, we can't go back to Tucson without having a fully taxed contract or.
Well, it's going to be fishy.
Yeah.
It makes it, then the IRS can look at it and start raising questions and asking questions.
Because they consider it, if you go there more than 2 years in a row, they consider it your new home base because you're conducting business in the same area more than 2 years in a row. So it's best we move along. We thought about Florida next winter, so I don't know.
he's got them and wanting to set up a phone interview or something, but I ain't heard nothing from him.
Oh yeah, the tax guy said he was backed up, so if you're contacting him after February, he'll automatically put it on he'll file a delay or whatever.
I don't know. I just need somebody to confirm that they got what I put in there. If I don't hear nothing back from him today, I'm gonna give him a call tomorrow. What is today? Thursday?
Friday.
Today's Friday?
Yeah. Probably should. When did we do that? Tuesday?
I don't remember. It said give him 2 or 3 days at least.
We may have. Oh, that's a pretty little red car up there.
Yeah, that's one of them Prowlers. Dodge Prowlers.
Fort Hodge. So that's the military. That's the military base. So you can see there's a big gate on it. And you have to go through security to even go. So you can't.
No, it's not Hakachu. Hakachuka.
There's the Mountain View Golf Course entrance.
Hachua.
A hot chihuahua. She's my hot chihuahua.
Check out the Prowler. What do y'all think about these things? I like the old ones. I don't know if I had one of them. Yeah, I'd be riding around. That's cool.
I give my puppy so many kisses.
But you know, that's convertible, and you can't make it not convertible.
Oh, you can't?
Yeah,
There's
it
no
doesn't have a top.
Oh, that stinks.
I think those are just open. Those had to be put back in the garage somewhere.
So yeah, there's one mobile home. RV park back there.
Yeah.
And I know there's another one, and this seems like a nice city. I mean, I didn't see no really trashy looking areas. So Sierra Vista may make the short list for contracts next winter.
So yeah, I think it used to be a little bit rougher, but I think it's getting to the point to where now a lot of it is just retirement type community.
Yeah.
You know, folks is done working. They ain't about being cold all day during winter, so they come up here by house.
And I guess whatever the immigration situation used to be here to make it such a higher crime area because it was close to the border.
Well, I don't think it was the immigration system. I just think it was the people was here. You know, if there was no business, no income, and you know what I'm saying.
So now it's kind of booming. They're building new houses and neighborhoods everywhere, but it, like Marcus said, it's all mostly older people. So it's turned from a little retirement community into a retirement city. And there's one park right there to the left, but they have multiple just big city parks. Everybody out hanging out. This is a pretty place, and I'm sure there's several hikes up on these little mountains.
See this little roadster. It's pretty neat. Made it.
You made it.
Did you die? Cochise
Good
Motorsports?
question.
Is that how you say it? Cochise?
I don't know. Cohese?
Yeah, I'm sure that I'm not pronouncing that right.
I don't know if it's Cohese or Cochise.
I don't know. They got a bunch of play pretties. Oh, yeah, there's some vents and stuff back here, too.
Oh, yeah.
Some
Fancy
expensive cars.
Yeah, they got the fancy car lots here. We're the fancy folks. Oh, the snow up there is pretty, huh? You can see a few little trees, too.
Yeah, quite nice.
So is the blimp part of the ranch or is the blimp part of the military? I thought it was part of the military base.
I don't know. It may be one of those, I think it's government owned now, the ranch is, so you can call it whatever you want to.
We've already sucked up $35 worth of gas today.
Ooh, we have.
This is an expensive trip, man.
Everything's expensive.
That's okay. It's worth it. I'll work overtime to pay for it.
It's all good. All is well.
It's worth a pretty drive.
It's okay. We're lessening our dependence that anyway. We got a couple of solar panels and that little generator. We got to work out some kinks, but yeah, we'll have to where we can power a camper without anybody. Well, I say I can power it with the sun if I have to.
50 and you're going 80.
70.
And there's a cop right there.
70. I was going 70.
I saved you just
But
in time.
Thank you though.
Because
I was having
to
to
nail
end up.
you to the wall.
He was, and I was running 70 and a 50. Yes, he was going to nail me to the wall. I have to agree. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was caught up in conversation.
Yeah, it's not 75.
Man, we're going to get this sleep up off me. See the little rooftop deck over here on the right?
Ticket. Oh, that's cute.
Yep. Would be neat if it was on the other side of the house, I guess so. You know, you can sit out there and look at the mountains.
So there's a lot of bike lanes here too, like
Oh, yeah.
bike everywhere. And there's a bike lane up to your left, like the sidewalk.
Yeah.
You can ride bikes up there.
Look, there's a road right beside the road. That's for the bikes over there.
So this would be a good, it's kind of like the bike trail in Tucson. You know, you can pretty much bike all over town.
Yeah, I think Tucson kind of set a bar on that one. They got a really nice way they set that up.
But you don't go out off the bike trail after dusk. You don't want to be caught out there because that's when all the...
In a quarter mile, use the right 2 lanes to turn right onto Arizona 92 East.
And
Right, 2
drunk
lanes to
folks
turn right.
come through there.
Okay. And get over now. I don't think we've ever been through here.
No.
Use the right 2 lanes to turn right onto Arizona 92 East. Continue for 11 miles.
Look over here on the left, they're building houses. See, they got the Spanish tiles just stacked up right on top of it. Until they get them all put on. Seems like it make the daggum roof fall in. It'd be so heavy. I guess they build them to withstand it.
We haven't been through here, have we?
I've never been through here.
Oh,
That's a cool looking little diner.
McDonald's.
Dang,
No, I thought it was McDonald's. I thought
No.
those were golden arches on the doors. I
No,
thought
some
one
kind of
on there.
flame. That's a hot rod diner.
Gotcha, it's a hot rod diner. Oh, that's pretty cool. Do we need gasoline? Oh, that
I got a half tank. I think I'm good.
Oh, Circle K is getting them a new place.
Yeah, they're gonna move up in the world, ain't they?
More high-priced gas pumps. Looky there, we're coming up on a Goodwill.
I don't see one. I see Virtus Christian Community School. Random silo. All of them.
Do y'all need to pee back there? This is your last chance.
Yeah, if you gotta pee, we're gonna be out of town here pretty quick. There won't be nowhere.
Patty's got to pee.
Ain't even got a bottle.
All right. Here's your water bottle.
Don't mix it with the good ones.
Yeah. Here's you some more. Here's you some more peanuts.
There's Rookie's Bar and Grill.
Just have you a little snack. Don't get hangry.
The Country House Family Restaurant. That might be good. Wonder if they got greens, beans, and taters.
Possibly. Tiny Tots Daycare. Wonder if they take little pups.
Wonder what they'd say if I just go up in there and say, hey, y'all got any greens, beans, and taters?
How about that there cornbread? Sweetened cornbread. We did see at that state park gift shop we went in a little while ago. They had what was it? Cornbread mix kits that had some local like jalapeno jelly and stuff that they sold with it.
I wonder what kind of peppers that was we had in our meals today. I don't think it was jalapeno.
No, it wasn't a jalapeno. It wasn't a habanero pepper either.
It wasn't hot. It had a good taste to it, but
It
wasn't
was
hot.
hot if you ate the seeds, but I don't know what kind of pepper it was.
It was warmer, but it wasn't. It may have been or
Poblano?
Food Therapy. Did you see that one? Name of that restaurant was Soul Food Therapy.
I don't
That probably really would be one.
see a high demand for soul food here. That car was going way too fast.
Yeah, he was.
Ooh, that sun's gotten warm.
Yeah,
But the temperature went down 2 degrees, so it's 58 now. But that sun is
we turned back over here towards the mountain. It's pretty
get a
up here.
sunburn. just
Ramsey's
having
Canyon. We had never been there, have we?
one. I don't think so.
Brown sign. You want to go that way?
No, well, we was headed to another brown sign, weren't we?
Yeah, we're headed to another brown sign.
But that'll be another brown sign
Okay.
for another day.
Okay.
I bet you that is pretty if it's
How far have I got
here.
total? I don't know. Shouldn't be terrible long, I don't think. Just wondering if we are at a half tank. I don't want to go any less, much less than this before I get gas.
We done
Yes.
passed the Circle K.
Huh?
We done passed the Circle K. There's really not
What's
another.
that? Sierra Vista Ranger Station.
Yeah, it's a national park. They have a
Really,
national
just-
park sign.
I think this is just a Sierra Vista. Oh, did you see that? Little ship they had out there?
Clark Canyon, it's got binoculars on
Yeah.
a brown sign.
Yeah, that's the second one we've seen. It's got binoculars and stuff. Right?
These are roads going up to,
Did you see them out there eating at the picnic tables next to the lounge?
yeah. Did you see how tiny that road was?
Oh, look at the road right here.
I
Oh, it's
know.
power lines going up to them.
That was a tiny, barely enough to fit one vehicle in, single lane road with no line on it.
I like
Going
these
up
on the
to
hill here.
Scenic views. So those we may catch today on the way back
So,
if we can.
you saw the mountains. Look over here to my left. It's where you can see way out across the plains like that. Well,
Yeah,
he just, okay, he's very wavy today. Y'all missed that?
Is he waiting
Every time
for
I turn
help?
this, y'all are missing stuff. I'm sorry.
You think he needs help?
No, he was just waiting. Or
Maybe
stretching
trying to-
his arm. I don't know what he's doing.
Maybe trying to flag down somebody for help.
There's a Let's Go Brandon sticker.
He's got all his mail on his dash. I don't see how people drive like that. You see, he's got a whole stack, probably 2 foot high of
What?
mail on his dash right in front of him.
Which is
Like letters and papers.
Jardo's Restaurant Lounge. I wonder if his name is just Richard. It's $4.39 a gallon. Where? Well, there it is. I didn't see the station.
439, that's what it was in Tucson, I think. Maybe the last one here.
I'm still waiting on half tank. I mean, I ain't stressed over it. I am starting to think about it.
It's 45. You want
45? Oh, yeah, I'm doing it again. Thinking. Well, the road got like all dark and stuff.
Oh, yeah, so you thought it was okay.
Yeah. I thought it was okay.
Just you pick your own speed limit today.
Well, you know, if they would just ask me what I thought was appropriate, I could talk to them. Maybe we can just
Make a
solve all
deal.
this mess.
Let's make a deal.
Well, we can make it a lot easier on everybody.
That's a big mountain. Should we turn around for gas or?
I don't know. I don't know how far we got to go. Let me bring. Hey, if this cuts off, I'll turn it back on in a minute.